Good morning, everyone. Dr. Victoria Scorbo here, speaking to you from the Seeds of Transformation Healing Center in Wareham, Massachusetts. Today is Wednesday, June 28th, and the moon has moved into Scorpio. That occurred at 4:57 in the morning here on the east coast of the U.S. So while most of us were sleeping, save for the fact that there was a big rainstorm with thunder and lightning right around that time. So maybe we weren't sleeping as much as we would think we might be sleeping. Yeah, so thunder and lightning, right? Change, storm, the impending storm. We have a semi-square between the sun and Uranus today. It's kind of a stormy aspect. We feel the need to do something, to take an action. The only problem is we can't see clearly as to where that's going to be. And it's a different kind of not seeing clearly as, say, if Neptune was involved. Because we're not seeing, when Neptune's involved, we're not seeing clearly because there's a diffuseness about the information. With Uranus, it's more like we have to almost wait for the other shoe to drop. Or maybe we actually have to wait for the other shoe to drop. Uranus is about responding to a situation or reacting to a situation that you kind of have no control over. And so, what do you do? Where do you go? What's the next step? It will be revealed. So just have patience, I guess. Although patience isn't a Uranian thing generally. For somebody who has Uranus very prominent in her chart, there are certain things I'm very patient about, but anytime I feel like my freedom is being impinged upon, that's when I usually, act out of this almost instinctual need to push away from the situation and just get the hell out of there. So there's that energy. One of the interesting things about the moon being in Scorpio, and I think I'm right about this, is the next time the moon is in Scorpio, next month, the nodes of the moon will have already changed signs. The nodes are about to change. They change on the 18th of July from North Node in Taurus, South Node in Scorpio, to North Node in Aries, South Node in Libra. And so this will be the last time that the moon in Scorpio conjoins its own South Node in Scorpio, right at the beginning of Scorpio, because the node is around 1 degree now, I think, or just about at 1 degree of Taurus Scorpio. So, the nodes have been in Taurus Scorpio for a long time, 18 months, a little over 18 months, since the beginning of 2022, when they shifted in January. At that time, the ruler of the North Node, which would have been, was then and is still now, Venus, was actually retrograde in Capricorn. We also have to keep in mind that was the year of the Dobbs decision. So there was, hi bunny. Sorry, I can't help myself but say hello to the bunnies. They're always in the roses. I don't think they eat the roses, but they're always in the roses. There must be something in here that they like to eat besides roses, hopefully besides roses. All right, anyway, let's get back to the astrology. And so this is sort of the last swing around of the moon to its own South Node. And it will bring up the past. It will bring up those few things that you still haven't dealt with when it comes to choosing what's best for you and extracting yourself from sometimes abusive relationship, or sometimes codependent relationship, or sometimes just really, really enmeshed relationship. So that's happening today. We have a grand water trine today between the sun and the moon and Saturn. The sun, of course, is in Cancer, the moon now in Scorpio, and Saturn in Pisces. This is a very sensitive, emotional time, but trines sometimes act on their own. They're like a closed system sometimes. So you can find yourself, if you're not careful, sort of drowning in your own feelings in a way. So just be aware of that. And we also have Mercury and Venus in a challenging semi-square to each other. So whereas we've had some, maybe a small window of opportunity to sort of get along and come to consensus, and when the moon was in Libra, there was an opportunity to do that. So there is some miscommunication maybe, or just it's going to take more effort to understand each other today. And I think it's an effort worth taking, because soon the nodes of the moon will be in the sign of the I am and the we are. And so we will all be evaluating our relationships. And with Pluto squaring the nodes from Capricorn, it's going to be about self-responsibility. It's going to be about sharing the burden to a certain extent in your relationships. So there's a lot of relational thinking, moving, changing ahead. We're not quite there yet, but we do get a little bit of a hint today. And of course, we have the opportunity to deal with that thing that needs to still be dealt with, if you know what I mean. All right. So you can make what you will of all of that. And we had quite the rainstorm. I'm actually getting eaten by mosquitoes, but for you guys, I'll suffer little for you guys. So the mallow is really mallowing here. Of course, the beautiful tiger lilies that grow wild on the side of the road here. Ooh, we have a hydrangea flower. Actually, it looks like there's two there. It's funny because I'm not sure we had any hydrangea flowers on that particular bush last year. This isn't, it looks like it's not going to be such a spectacular hydrangea year yet, because I don't see a whole lot of flowers. But I think that's, as I've said before, some years are better for certain things and some years are better for other things. It's taken a long time for these hydrangeas to come up. Oh, I see two flowers here. One there and one little one back there. Very, very nice. So that's 4 hydrangea flowers. But the roses are still doing well and will continue to do well. And we have the hostas that bloomed, which is kind of early for them, but they've bloomed. These hostas are still putting up spikes. These are purple, I think, these hostas, the flowers on this one. So yeah, so things are growing, things are happening. We're changing, we're transforming. We're learning how to be better stewards of our lives and our feelings, respecting our feelings, respecting other people's feelings, and coming to some sort of agreement as to how we're going to proceed. It's all happening, guys. It's all happening. I mean, really, you can kind of see this like reorientation in friendship and relationship simply by looking at what happens in Russia, because those two guys were buds. And of course, I mean, how true of a friend can you be to somebody who's willing to poison you? But sure, we've had a few friends willing to poison us, right? Or people we thought were friends until we realized they were willing to poison us. But yeah, so things, things are changing. We can see it in the larger world. We can see it in our own. See those pink roses? Those actually grow wild around here, and they smell really pretty. Those are wild roses. And in this wild, relatively known garden. All right, guys. So owner and I are going to be doing moon shine on Friday, so you can keep your eyes peeled for that. As I said before, I have my tarot scopes out. And thank you, everybody. I have to thank you. First of all, thank you for the birthday present. You know who you are. It was very generous, and it's greatly appreciated. And thank you for getting the word out. I believe I am 20 subscriptions away from 10,000. So I know you guys love me to pieces, and I love you guys to pieces. And thanks for the boost in whichever way you've contributed. Just your love and affection is a boost to me. And let me tell you, I don't know if I would have gotten through the last few years without... hello there. That is, I believe, a catbird, and they love to steal the strawberries in the garden. So I call that guy my strawberry thief. Charlie! Charlie boy! Charlie, want to eat? Come on. All right, guys, have yourself a great day, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Namaste.